In the kingdom of Velandria, nestled between fog-cloaked mountains and silver rivers, lived Queen Elira, a woman adorned in gold but burdened by silence. From the moment she wore the crown at age 17, Elira was told, a queen must be grace itself. Never falter, never flinch. But grace came with discomfort, stiff gowns, stiff smiles, and 1,000 silent sacrifices. At court, her face was a marble statue, serene, flawless. But in the quiet of night, she would press her palms against her chest, trying to steady the storm that never left her. Her chambers were vast and empty, carved with murals of past queens, each smiling down with painted ease. Elira wondered if they had been uncomfortable too, or were their smiles real? She married King Alden as the kingdom expected. He was kind but cold, a man of war and treaties. Their union was of kingdoms, not of hearts. On their wedding night, she sat on the edge of her bed, still dressed in ceremonial silk, while he spoke of border security and alliances. She nodded. That's what queens did, nod, even when their hearts ached. Years passed. She bore a son, Lorian. Her body broke and healed, her soul cracked but smiled. She watched him grow, pouring into him the love she dared not show the world. But even with her son in her arms, Elira felt restless. The crown was always heavier when she was most vulnerable. The people adored her. Queen Elira is the gentlest rose in winter, they said. But no one saw her wilt. At every festival, she danced with nobles, her smile pinned like a brooch. Yet inside, she was screaming for space, for silence, for self. She once dreamed of being an artist. In her youth, she painted under starlight. But after the coronation, brushes were replaced by royal decrees. One night, unable to breathe under velvet blankets and diamond-studded ceilings, Elira walked barefoot to the old attic tower, the one her nursemaid once called the wishing room. There, dust danced in moonlight. She found her old easel. Her fingers trembled as she picked up a brush. For the first time in years, she painted not a scene of grandeur, but a woman screaming underwater. She painted every night after that, in secret. The discomfort began to whisper less, her hands finding relief in expression. But comfort, she learned, came at a price. One morning, a maid discovered the paintings. Whispers swirled. The queen is unraveling. Alden confronted her. Why would you paint such sorrow when you are the envy of all queens? She replied, voice firm, because envy is not peace. He didn't understand. Few did. But her son, now 16, watched her with wide, wounded eyes. One night, he knocked on the attic door and said, "Teach me to paint." Tears slipped down her cheeks. In that moment, Elira felt something she hadn't in years, freedom in connection. Lorian began to understand his mother beyond the throne, and in teaching him, Elira rediscovered the parts of herself lost to protocol. The court resisted the change. Queen who painted sorrow, who spoke of discomfort and dreams. Unthinkable. Yet, the people, the true people, began to see themselves in her. Farmers brought drawings to festivals. Girls sent her poems. Veterans sent letters thanking her for showing that even a queen could hurt and still lead. Years later, when Alden passed from a winter illness, Elira stood alone again, but different. Stronger. More herself. She ruled as queen regent, but not with silence. She spoke in council of humanity, of empathy. She had palace walls painted not with battles, but with scenes of daily life, grief, hope, joy, struggle. When she was 60, she stepped down and crowned Lorian, now a wise and creative young man. On the day of his coronation, he wore not armor, but a paint-streaked robe in honor of her. Elira retired to a quiet cottage at the edge of Velandria, where mountains touched the clouds. She painted every day. Her discomfort never left entirely, but now it was a companion, not a curse. And though the crown no longer rested on her head, its weight had carved a deeper woman from the stone of expectation. Elira, the queen who never rested, finally found peace not in being perfect, but in being real.